It's Answer Subscribers Day. I've got another question from Khalsa 3344, and he says, I'm getting confused between a 2-bedroom apartment and a 2-bedroom townhouse. Currently I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in DG. Not sure where DG is. Trying to rack my brain around this. Okay, check this out. Before I answer, Khalsa, thanks a lot for your question. I really appreciate it, and I want to reply to you just in a moment. Quick introduction, my name is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing this for 14 plus years. I started in Toronto, Canada in 2006. Since 2007, I've been doing this in Dubai. I'm the author of The Intelligent Real Estate Investor. You can buy it off Amazon, or you can order an ebook from my website. You should absolutely read it, and you're going to get some value out of it. Okay, it's a journey for myself through real estate. I've invested, I've lost money, I've made money. I'm an agent, mentor, trainer. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, press the like button, share it with others who you feel might be able to benefit from words of advice and opinion and my experiences that I share over here. If you want to work with me to acquire property, you want real estate help, negotiating, you want to make sure that you're finding the right tenant, etc., so on and so forth, reach out to me. There is a contact form below. Okay, so coming to reply, Khalsa, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, and I'll tell you why. Because with all due respect, the questioners asked me, I'm confused between a 2-bedroom townhouse and a 2-bedroom apartment, okay? Here's the thing that I'm going to, again, reiterate. I've learned real estate over the many years, and I would say that my journey was slightly as organized as I wanted it to be, was not, okay? It was kind of like haphazard because 2006 I was doing some consulting work in Toronto, Canada in real estate, and then 2007 I landed in this great boom, which was Dubai. Essentially, prices were skyrocketing. You could purchase anything and resell it at 5, 10, 20, 25% profit, right? So this is not an environment that you're actually going to learn, because it's an environment that you might get, well, others got burned and we kind of followed through. Well, I ended up making money because of the way or the nature of the investment that I was part of, the way it was structured. So I kind of came out good. But essentially speaking, a boom time is going to be tough to learn about real estate. But regardless, everything has a process. Baby's born takes 9 months. You can't get 9 women pregnant and have a baby in 1 month, right? Just kind of like the way it goes, right? Child's got to spend about 13 years before he becomes a teenager, and then he's going to be about 7-8 years in those teen years, and then he becomes adult, and so on and so on. So there is a process. You bake a cake, you put it in the oven. My sister is a great bake chef, or a bakery chef, whenever she wants to do it. When you put the cake in the oven, this is a point, okay? To know if it's already cooked from deep inside, generally speaking, the regular test for chefs like at our level is to take a toothpick and just dip it in and take it out. If it comes out dry, it's all done. If it comes out wet, it's not all done, right? You need to give it some more time until the cake's fully baked, okay? Essentially, that's what it is, okay? And that's what I tell people with real estate as well. Look, it's all fine and dandy to just go in, make a purchase, get blown over by a beautiful salesperson, but essentially you're making a fairly large investment, which is great. It's only below buying a yacht or an airplane in some ways, so it's great. Be excited, but hey, let's follow a process, okay? Here's the thing. I do not anymore advise a disorganized gut feeling. Hey, because I could say to this gentleman, hey, what do you feel will work for you as a family? I don't advise that. I advise an organized, system-driven, process-driven approach, okay? And in that system-driven, process-driven approach, the first step that I encourage all my investors to undertake is something we call the real estate strategy development session, okay? And I'll explain this why. Because this gentleman's explained to me that he's in a 1-bedroom right now. Should he take a 2-bedroom townhouse as opposed to a 2-bedroom apartment. The real estate strategy development strategy session, the real estate strategy development session is something where we're not going to make that final boom decision, because maybe he does want a townhouse, right? Actually, you know what? Even before we do the real estate strategy development session, something I would advise, right? I have a strong feeling that this person's married, okay? What I would do with all of my investors, all of my people who are looking to make that purchase, is I would bring on board all the stakeholders, okay? So the husband, the wife, right? Doesn't matter who's buying the house or whose name is going to be. Everybody who's going to be living there, if the parents are living there, if the kids are grown up enough, everybody needs to be involved to drive the process forward in a more systemized manner, so that in the session, everybody's wants, desires, wishes are heard, so that the process that drives it forward, everybody's wants, wishes, and desires are heard and brought together in harmony, okay? Now, at the real estate strategy development session, I will not generally cancel one or the other out. Like sometimes maybe the wife wants a townhouse and the husband wants an apartment, or the husband wants an apartment and the wife wants a townhouse. But so I wouldn't cancel it out at this stage. But what I would do is I would advise, even if you were doing this yourself, and maybe I'll release a video on how to run a real estate strategy session yourself, so that you can develop a coherent strategy. There would be tons of other questions that would be asked to yourself for you to drive the process forward, so that ultimately you make the right decision. For instance, do you have kids right now? Yes, no, maybe. Do you plan to have kids in the future? Maybe your kids are at that stage where they are just about requiring larger space to play, right? A townhouse is going to give them generally that. An apartment, maybe not, but maybe an apartment in a complex or a place or a building. Like there are some apartment complexes that allow you that kind of play area for the kids. So, you know, hey, maybe the townhouse isn't going to be suitable. Maybe the apartment's more suitable. Do you commute to work? Do you live close to work? Do you work from home? Where are the kids' school? Where are the townhouse communities, right? Do you have parents visiting? Do you need an extra space perhaps? Do you have 2 cars, right? Most apartments that are 2 bedrooms come with 1 parking space, and in Dubai, parking space is a hot issue, because if you don't have the extra parking space, it can get difficult, especially if you're living in the freehold communities. Townhouses give you the extra parking space. Do you have 2 cars? Maybe you have only 1 car. What do you want your house to say about you? Now, obviously, I'm giving this to you not to run the real estate strategy session right now, but I'm explaining these are all the things that I do during the strategy session, so that everybody's wishes, desires, demands, hopes are brought together in harmony. So you will then, because of this, not be confused, because after we define the 5-point, 6-point, 7-point criteria, we go to the market accordingly, right? And obviously financial budgets, money that you want to spend. Do you foresee growing the family further? Do you foresee your in-law coming to live with you? Do you want to make a statement with your house, etc., etc., etc.? All of this plays in for you to be less confused about should you purchase a townhouse, 2-bedroom, or a 2-bedroom apartment. I would encourage you to sign up for my real estate strategy session. Down below is a contact form. You will be able to get to reach me and be able to sign up for a real estate strategy session. I would encourage you to do that. I would be able to run the strategy session for you, and then come up with a more cohesive way for you to be able to identify which path you must take. Sometimes, just to give you a word of caution, the real estate strategy session is not going to make the decision of which path to take, but because the criteria is defined, as you go forward in the path evaluating both the townhouse and the apartment, the criteria is going to nudge you in one direction, and it's going to just make more sense, and you won't be confused. I hope this helps. Trust me, I'm not trying to tell you that you must do the real estate strategy session, but doing this for 14 plus years, I found that people who've done this are guided, or self-guided sometimes, in the right direction. Okay, I hope this helps. Press the subscribe button. Come on. Press the bell icon. Come on. Hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Spread the word, spread the love. You want to work with me one-on-one, there is a contact form below. I really appreciate your questions that you ask so I can answer them. Ciao for now. Bye.